Have you ever wondered what would happen if the most powerful beings in the Demon Slayer universe threw down in an epic battle? On one side, you've got the primordial Oni, the undisputed king of all demons. On the other, the elite of the upper moons, each packing some seriously terrifying abilities. Who would come out on top in a 6-on-1 showdown? Buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into this titanic clash. But before we kick things off, how about dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button? That way, you won't miss any of the epic battles and deep dives we've got in store. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into the fight. On the side of the mighty progenitor of the Oni, we've got an overwhelming force. But could he really take on the elite upper moons in their most powerful form, without the curses holding back their true strength? Let's break it down. First up, there's Upper Moon 6, who can manipulate flesh, turning his body into razor-sharp, unbreakable ribbons that can trap any opponent. Then, there's Upper Moon 5, with the ability to create magical pots, which he can use to teleport instantly and control everything inside on a cellular level. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Moving up the rank, Upper Moon 4 stands out with his ability to create clones, each one armed with devastating powers like lightning and wind blasts that can wreck any battlefield. Meanwhile, Upper Moon 3, Akaza, combines his deadly martial art style with supernatural strength, turning every punch and kick into a fatal blow. But as we get closer to the top, the abilities only get more terrifying. So, do you have any guesses on who would win this epic battle? Keep watching to find out. He can whip up ice from his body whenever he wants. One of his most insane moves is creating a special vapor that, when inhaled, freezes all the victim's internal organs. On top of that, he can spawn ice clones, and even a giant Buddha statue with massive destructive power. Finally, among the strongest, we have Upper Moon 1, Kokoshibo. Before turning into an Oni, he was already a demon slayer, marked with the Hunter's Scar, and wielding the second most powerful breathing technique of all, moon breathing. His blood demon art lets him create razor-sharp crescent blades with every swing of his sword, making his attacks even deadlier. As for Muzan, the Demon King, he's got biokinesis, which means he can shapeshift his body however he wants. He can double up on organs, grow extra limbs, or even turn his arms into sharp blades, molding his body to fit the needs of the battle. Plus, he's got a unique ability, stealing the power of anyone he absorbs, making him stronger every time. Now that we've covered their special powers, let's break down their physical attributes. When it comes to speed, all the upper moons are crazy fast, but Akaza and Kokoshibo stand out. Akaza's so fast that during his fight with Rengoku, his movements were almost impossible to see, like he was teleporting. He even outpaced Tomioka after awakening his mark. But Kokoshibo is on another level, able to slice off Akaza's arm before he or any other upper moon could even react. No doubt, he's one of the fastest characters in Demon Slayer. But what about Muzan? He's even faster. Just look at how he wiped out a room full of Slayers in the blink of an eye and hit Gyomai and Sanemi at the same time, something Kokoshibo struggled to do. Now, let's talk endurance. All the Oni have insane regeneration, able to grow back lost limbs with ease. But some upper moons have shown even crazier regeneration. Akaza and Kokoshibo could even regrow their heads after being decapitated by Nichiren blades. Among the upper moons, only these two have shown this ability, but it's likely that Doma could do it too. Muzan, though, is on a whole different level. His regeneration is so fast that as soon as he's attacked, his wounds heal instantly. Mitsuri even thought he wasn't being hurt at all, because his injuries were healing before the blood could even spill. On top of that, Muzan has unlimited endurance, as shown when he didn't feel a thing after taking multiple hits from Crimson Red Nichiren blades, which were strong enough to disintegrate Kokoshibo. Now, let's talk about the upper moon's weakness. Despite their immense power, they all share a few vulnerabilities. The first is having their heads cut off by a Nichiren blade. The second is exposure to sunlight. Only Akaza and Kokoshibo, and possibly Doma, can regenerate their heads after decapitation, but none of them can withstand the sun for more than a few seconds. Muzan, on the other hand, is almost perfect. Unlike Akaza and Kokoshibo, who struggle to regenerate their heads, Muzan makes it look easy. He's found a way to overcome this weakness by replicating his vital organs, like his heart and brain. Muzan has a total of 7 hearts and 5 brains, constantly shifting positions within his body. This means that to defeat him, you'd need to destroy all these organs at the same time or expose him to sunlight long enough. Even though Muzan is faster, stronger, and tougher than any of the upper moons, there's still the numbers game. Could a 6-on-1 fight be his downfall? Let's dive into that. One of Muzan's abilities is adaptation. adaptation. He's immune to almost everything except sunlight. This means that attacks like Jutaro's and Daki's wouldn't work on him. Gyakko could be a problem though, since his touch can turn anything into fish, which could potentially kill Muzan instantly. But Gyakko isn't fast enough, and Muzan has already shown he can outpace multiple Hashiras, making it tough for Gyakko to even get close. Another possible challenge could come from one of Hentengu's clones, specifically the one with a sonic scream that could damage Muzan's internal organ. But even that wouldn't be a big deal. Muzan's regeneration is so strong that he's survived being blown into thousands of pieces and still managed to pull himself together. As long as even one of his vital organs stays intact, he'll keep regenerating. Considering all this, it's clear that the three weaker upper moons wouldn't stand a chance against Muzan. They're too slow and lack the destructive power to do any real damage. And what about the three strongest upper moons? Akaza might have the strength and speed needed to damage Muzan's internal organ, especially if he hits the right spot. With Doma's ice techniques and Kokushibo's hunter skills, they might give Muzan some trouble, but even then, it wouldn't be enough. We can't forget that Muzan has the fastest regeneration of all. To destroy him, you'd need to expose him to sunlight or destroy all his 7 hearts and 5 brains at once. Otherwise, he'd just regenerate. Plus, Muzan could absorb some of his opponents, gaining their power. I didn't mention this earlier, but Muzan is also extremely smart. After all, he's got 5 brains working for him. He could come up with a plan to quickly eliminate the biggest threats, like Gyakko, whose speed is way below Muzan. So who wins this fight? No doubt, it's Muzan. While there are a few ways he could be taken down, most of the time, he'd come out on top. The only one who might actually take him out with a single attack would be Gyakko, who has one of the most destructive techniques of all. So what did you all think of the video? Would Muzan really come out on top? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button because it helps me out a ton. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content. There are some other amazing videos popping up on the screen right now that will definitely blow your mind. Catch you in the next